Hi, I'm Pam and I'm here to talk about retro video games. I've always had a soft spot for FMV games on the Sega CD, despite the fact that most of them aren't very good. I've previously reviewed Night Trap and Double Switch, and today I'm reviewing another game by the same developers. It's Ground Zero Texas.
South Texas, on the U.S.-Mexican border. People have begun to disappear. Individuals, families, gone without a trace. All humanity is in danger. And this small Texas town sits at ground zero.
Ground Zero Texas was developed by Digital Pictures and released on Sega CD in 1993. Just like Night Trap, it's an interactive movie where you switch between cameras in order to watch scenes play out and take out bad guys. There's a distinct lack of troubled former child stars among the cast here, though. Aliens have invaded a small Texas town, and you are part of a military task force sent to take care of it. If you fail, the whole town is going to be nuked, so no pressure. The aliens can take on the form of humans, so they could be anywhere. Over 4 chapters, you'll need to incapacitate them, prevent them from abducting people, and find a way to finish them off for good. You'll be interacting with the game mostly through 4 battle cameras. They're placed throughout the town, and you can switch between them at will. A flashing light indicates when something is happening on that camera. Sometimes this is an FMV cutscene, and sometimes it's a kind of gallery shooter. You'll see a static background, and aliens will pop up at different places on the screen. You'll need to shoot them before they shoot you, or your cameras will get damaged. As you shoot each one, you'll be treated to a delightfully cheesy death, although these get old fast. You also need to watch out for friendlies who will inexplicably run through the middle of your firefight at times. Hit too many of these and your game will be over. Chapter 1 has the most going on, and it's the best part of the game by far. Each member of your squad gets their own little introduction scene, and you'll see things happening around the town. The acting is about what you'd expect.
I'm DeSalvo, second in command of this operation. Seems pretty quiet today, except for the bored housewives across the street. Well, I've got to get back to work. I'll check in with you later.
Occasionally, you'll see a scene of some locals, and since the aliens can take on human forms, one will reveal itself to be one of them. One thing I really liked here was that the person who ended up being an alien was random, so it wasn't just a matter of memorizing each scene, and you always had to react. I also liked that each camera has a shield you can activate. If you swap away while aliens were present, or couldn't swap fast enough, it would give you a bit of a buffer against your cameras being hit. My first impression of Ground Zero Texas was positive. It seemed to blend the action and video scenes a bit better than Night Trap or Double Switch, alternating between them rather than having everything go on at once and having to decide which scene you wanted to see. The shooting gallery was also more engaging than just a single button press to set traps in the other games. But my good feelings did not last for too long. As it went on, things started overlapping more. In the middle of a scene, your other cameras would be flashing, telling you that other things were going on. It could be something that wasn't a huge deal, but it could also be something that would effectively make it impossible to complete the game if you missed it. The aliens will try to abduct each of your squad mates. If you foil these attempts, part of a 4-digit code that you'll need later will be revealed.
1 square. Maybe it's code. No telling.
But if you miss the scene or fail to save them, you'll never get that part of the code. The game is effectively over at this point, but it doesn't bother to tell you that. It's not until you get to Chapter 2 and are asked to input the code that you'll find out you're screwed. Chapter 2 is where the aliens will reveal their true forms, and if you have the code, is quick and simple and will give you access to better weapons. Chapter 3 is where things start to get tedious. The aliens begin an all-out attack on the town, and there are lots of explosions. I assume this is where much of the game's $2 million budget was spent. Shooting segments, meanwhile, get longer and longer. While in the beginning, each shooting gallery consisted of 4 or 5 aliens to kill, here there are 8 or 9. In the last chapter, you have to kill upwards of 40 aliens in each location before you can move on. And if any of your battle cameras take 8 hits, it's game over. For a game that's only an hour long, it sure drags in the last half.
This game made me wonder, does Digital Pictures hate their players? There are so many design decisions that are just mean.
Aside from the code nonsense from Chapter 1, the game also has a failure spiral, where if you do poorly at shooting aliens, things just get harder and harder. If you miss an alien during a segment, they'll appear again, drawing out how long that segment lasts. This means you're more likely to miss other things. If your cameras take more than 4 hits, they'll start malfunctioning. The feed will turn black and white, the hitboxes that highlight enemies will stop appearing, and the image will get so pixelated that it's almost impossible to see. Sometimes one of the locals will pull a gun, making you think they're an alien that's attacking you, but they're not, and you'll be punished for shooting them. You're also given a scant few seconds to act at the beginning of each chapter. More than once, I was surprised by my game being ended by the commanding officer because I hadn't immediately selected a location to travel to.
What's happened to you, over? What's happened to you?
And I have to wonder, why didn't they make this a light gun game? It's 90% shooting, and it's hard to quickly and accurately free aim with the D-pad. Having the aliens pop up in set segments a la Snatcher, or making it a light gun game would have made things much more playable.
Ground Zero Texas is a game I really wanted to like. It started out promising, but then went so wrong. While I did enjoy Chapter 1, the bad game design soon reared its ugly head and it became a frustratingly tedious experience. This is not one I can recommend.
You were gonna watch my back! I thought I could count on you! No! Don't kill me! No!
If you want to see some other train wrecks that at least have controversy or known names to prop them up, check out my reviews of Night Trap or Double Switch. I also have a Patreon if you want to support my content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.